Hi, my name's Steve Hurd. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you why I've decided to put myself up as a candidate for Australian federal politics. I was born in Geelong, not far out of Melbourne, in 1960. 6 months before I was born, my mother contracted the rubella virus, which resulted in me being born totally blind. The prognosis from the doctors, I must say, was very bleak. Not only did they say I would be blind, but I would be, quote, slow, quote, mentally retarded, that my heart would be poor and I would probably die fairly quickly. They were wrong. It was customary to send people to institutions, and I was no exception. Life in an institution was very regimented, very cold, and very difficult to deal with for someone who was a pretty free spirit like myself. I found that I had to call people nurse so-and-so, and I became very rebellious after a while. I felt that the system didn't understand a basic issue that most of us feel within us, and that is the issue that our dignity and our right to exist is higher than anything else. We were a number, we were a name, we were a queue to be fed. I must say, the food wasn't particularly good. In fairness though, there were many people who tried to make life a little more bearable in an unbearable situation. I was one of the first people to be integrated into a state high school, which was Burwood High. In year 10, I was told I probably wouldn't get much beyond then because I couldn't cope. But as a teacher later quipped to me, it was actually the system that couldn't cope with me. Not only did I get past year 10, but I graduated near the top of my year in the equivalent to VCE. I went on and studied law at Monash University and an arts degree majoring in English literature, as well as becoming president of the Monash Association of Students. As an ALP candidate, I'm very pleased to say. After I left university, I hit the earth pretty quickly. I sought work in human rights legal services and found that the community legal sector, the very bastion of human rights, were the worst employers to have. It seemed to me that a big and well-paid welfare industry didn't want a genuine person who was disadvantaged rising through the ranks. I went to the bar and became a barrister and gained a reputation as a very good courtroom advocate. I learnt about a wide-ranging series of social issues from mental health, social security law, work cover, industrial arbitration, and public and administrative law. One of the hallmarks of the success of my integration into the community occurred when I went to a school reunion. Nobody talked about the blind guy or the guy that achieved against the odds. They asked me when I was going to be a Labor candidate for Parliament. The consciousness change that I effected with those people is the one that is required in the nation. I need to convince a nation, and I believe I can convince a nation, that people with disabilities are viable, responsible members of the community who are ready for office. I believe I can take the Parliament to places that it hitherto has never been. I can show people the corridors of the nursing homes, the practical effect of receiving a form from Centrelink that you can't fill in because you can't use your arms or you can't see. People may have well-meaning policies, but they often don't work. I believe I'm the person that can really add to the quality of the team in Canberra.